Is what's good for the goose good for the gander? Now, I personally, I don't like this saying. I don't like this expression because I think that it is often used as an argument for fairness and equality when it's often perverted and turned into a justification for bad behavior or poor performance or mediocrity. And that's kind of a bold statement, but based on my personal experience, which is all I can ever discuss, I found that the more we go toward this political correctness, this belief that everyone's equal and everybody has to be treated fairly, because equal does not mean fair. Equal is not necessarily fair, right? Equal is just the same, and the same is actually inherently unfair. If we treat everyone fairly or not fairly, if we treat everyone equally, it doesn't mean we're treating them fairly. And actually it's unfair because some people actually earn and deserve to be treated better. A repeat customer should be treated better than anybody else, somebody that isn't a customer, right? In our businesses. But often there's whole industries that reward new customers and treat their existing customers like crap, right? Think your cell phone. Think internet or phone companies or utilities and things. For the most part, there's incentives for new people joining, but then those incentives go away and everybody gets treated the same in this guise of fairness. What's good for the goose is good for the gander. And the other thing that bothers me about this expression is it's a justification for getting even. It feels more like eye for an eye to me than it does feel like doing what's right or doing what's appropriate for your situation or your business. It's often used as an excuse for bad behavior or for poor judgment. Many people experience the philandering spouse, and so they decide that, well, if that person can go out and have an affair, well, then I can have an affair too. How does that make the situation better? It absolutely positively does not. Same is true in our businesses with competition. If our competitors do something and they get away with it, say it's not a perfect practice or above the board, then all of a sudden everyone else in the industry starts to do the same thing. Think of the way customers are treated and return policies or guarantees. One person does it, another competitor does a very similar thing. And we do it in the guise of we've got to compete. We've got to be fair to everyone. We have to, and I actually did this in my own businesses. I believed in, and I would get annoyed by suppliers who would charge my size business more money than a bigger business. It didn't make sense to me. And I made sure that all of my customers, I sold handmade ravioli. Every customer, I didn't care who they were, everybody paid the same for my product. It didn't matter if they were going to sell it for 10 times more than what I charged them for, or double or triple. It didn't matter to me. It's like everybody pays the same. And that's different to me than what's good for the goose is good for the gander, because it was originally used to justify, and it's still used in arguments today, to justify that everybody should be treated the same. But I will contend in our businesses and in our lives, everybody shouldn't be treated the same. We should be treating certain people better. People that treat us really well and love and care about us and are in our inner circle and are our family members, our significant others, and our children, they should be treated way better than other people, than strangers. And how often do we find ourselves in situations where we take out our frustrations and our disappointments and our anger with the rest of the world on those we love and care about the most? How often are we short-tempered or not our best version of ourselves with them because we feel it's safe to be that way? And then we put on this mask of this perfect behavior for everyone else in the world. We do this with our businesses as well. And it doesn't make it right. I mean, it definitely doesn't make it right. I'm off on a tangent today. So what do you think? Do you think what's good for the goose is good for the gander is good for your business? Do you think that's a good business philosophy? Do you think everyone who comes in contact with you and your business should be treated the exact same? Weigh in the comments below. Do you think that this is a good argument, that everybody should be treated the same in the world and in your business? Do you believe that? Because if you do, you'll make different decisions for your business than if you think that different people and different customers should be rewarded differently. I personally think that people come into our worlds, and that as they come into our world and become a part of our world and become a more important part of our world, they should be treated with more reverence. They should have more privileges. They should have more access to us. They should have more things of value, higher value offered to them, and they should definitely be treated better. And, I think that, to me, what's good for the goose is good for the gander is a race to the bottom. It's kind of like only offering your products based on price and only competing on price. There's only going to ever be one lowest price provider, right, for any product or service. And if that's all you have to offer is the price, you're going to lose. I hate to say that, but it's just a matter of time. You're going to lose unless you can always be that lowest price provider. We have to just be ourselves, and being ourselves is a race to the top. It's a continuously improving race to be a better version of ourselves. Same with our companies, a better version of our company every single day. Not a race to be like everybody else, a race to be, and justify behavior that's bad versus using it to justify behavior that's good. So I say strive for the best you can be, not for mediocrity. Go out, make it an awesome day, and I'll, of course, be with you tomorrow. Bye.